genuinely very difficult to find hope and joy in a time like this. It's quite difficult, right? Humanity is at its lowest ebb, but what do we do in a time like this? We talk sports regardless. Guys, welcome. This is yet again another edition of HotSports social distancing episodes, of course, right there on social media and on the largest television network in Africa, the NTA. Welcome to another exciting edition. My name is Babajide Guerrero. Not the very best of times. We hear another extension maybe in the pipeline. A lot of people are still trying to find their feet, even in a time like this, a difficult time for entire humanity. So we beckon on everyone to please remember to stay responsible, to stay safe, and most importantly, to stay home. We'll go for a quick break. When we return, it's time to meet the cast and crew of today's production. You know, recently I came out to say when we were sitting in the studio that I'm tired of all the testosterone fighting in the studio, and that we need the female subtlety, the female beauty and all to come through. And guess what? It's the first ever. Last week we had the first ever Twitter engagement. This time around is the first ever Diva episode of HotSports. Yes, all the presenters, all the analysts on the show today are ladies. Yeah, and of course you know the face already. Osra Latoji Molat is already in the house, as well as Eson Atinuke makes a return to the show. Jennifer Orji is also already on standby, and a lady that make a huge impression on all of us, Faithfulness Itoa. Ladies, it's good to have you live. It's good to have you join me. And so let's just get right into the meat of the matter. Well, something very interesting we saw during the course of the week, Faith, where the players of AS Roma, that's Association Sportive de Roma, have come out to say, you know what, we want to forego everything in terms of salary just to help our club. This is an outstanding way, you know, to help out a football club at this time, Faith.
I think it's a good idea. Basically, there's really nothing much to say about it. It's actually a really incredible idea for these players to come together and say, do you know what? Let's forfeit 4 month wages to help the club financially, to also make sure that other staff get paid and the likes. Very exciting idea, because you can even see that, for example, in the Premier League, clubs are still trying to negotiate with their players to leave a percentage of their wages for a particular amount of time at all. So it's a good idea. But I think one thing that comes to mind is that, is this a long-term solution to whatever financial crisis will be happening in the club due to the effect of coronavirus? I think it is just a short-term solution. Basically, it's a nice idea. It is incredible, honestly, but I don't see it as a short-term solution. I don't see it as a long-term solution to whatever crisis the club is going to face financially. But it is a good short-term solution to be able to make sure that other staff get played, and the club still, the club is moving at a reasonable pace financially.
And in England, we can confirm as well that players of Arsenal are set to take a 12.5% wage cut. And interestingly, all of those players have agreed except 3 players. Mesut Ozil happened to be one of those players. And Ozil is saying, you know what, I do not want to do this. This is because I am yet to see the financial damage that coronavirus would happen to do, to a lot of football, and what it will mean for funds and what it will mean for finance. I am not sure if this is what I want to do until I get a detailed documentation on what the extent of damage will be done. I will not be participating. I remember that Mesut Ozil earns a jaw-dropping £350,000 every week from Arsenal. It's actually what the highest earning player in Arsenal, one of the highest earning in the Premier League, closely followed in Arsenal by Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who earns £200,000. We shift attention now to tennis, where Eson Atinuke is on standby. Atinuke, we hear your man Novak Djokovic, of course, is saying, you know what, he doesn't really like the idea of vaccination. What do you make of this?
I think Djokovic is just coming out to tell us how he feels about the vaccine being taken by every player. It is his
Very well
role,
said.
and he's entitled to give
Very
his
well
opinion
said.
about certain matters relating to the world of tennis. And I think, but even though I don't agree with his opinion, it's his opinion. We can't criticize him for that actually. But I think the ATP and the WTA are taking a very good step by saying if the vaccine is found and want to return to tennis, we need to test every available player in order for this to continue. I think it's just a precautionary measure in order for this thing. They don't know who still has the COVID-19 or who does not have it. So I think they are doing the right thing by saying we want to take this thing if it is, and Djokovic is saying, okay, I'm not sure I'm going without rule. I have my thoughts and I don't know if it's going to change. Whether it's going to change or not, I can't decide for now. But for me, I think it is the best thing to do. And Djokovic just doesn't know if he's interested in taking the vaccine. And they've not even come out to say that is what they are going to do. I think it's just trying to beat the gun or something. I don't understand what he's trying to come out there. But I think we just have to wait the time and see what happens or what the ATP and WTA is going to take regarding this and the decision they are going to take. So we just have to see how they are going to do about it.
Alright, let's go back to England now. Jennifer Oji is on standby. Jennifer, Newcastle, the Magpies have always had issues of ownership, like Ashley here and there, saying whether or not he wants to sell the club. We hear right now that some billionaires are with the money, and it's time. The takeover is nigh. What do you think?
It's a huge one, not just for the club but for its fans. Since Mike Ashley took over and bought the club in 2007, it's been from one major issue to another, from challenging for the Premier League title to battling relegation. But here is a chance for the fans to dream again. Yeah, it's a chance for their dreams to come true, challenge for the Premier League title, and if possible, win it. Yeah, we know it's not going to be easy based on the fact that, they are just coming back, and it's a good one. It's huge. So for Newcastle United, I would say one or two things are very certain. First is there'll be a total overhaul of players. There'll be new structures put in place, and everything would just work smoothly based on the fact that a new guy is here. But here is the thing: it won't be easy. Yeah, it won't be easy at all. But just like it took City few years to bounce back from 2008 to them winning the title in 2012, it's going to take Newcastle a while as well. They won't just bounce to top 4 or let's say top 7. It will take them a while. But with the right structures put in place and then new players signed, and they will scale through. They will. Very certain they'll scale through.
Yeah, it's all about the Saudi money. So it's all about the money. For us, it's all about you guys at home, making sure you stay safe and you stay responsible. We'll go for a quick breather, and when we return, the show continues with Molat on standby, as well as every other gist and matters in the world of sports. Welcome back from the break. Come on, guys, come on. Let's get familiar. Let's get to know each other. And let's get talking in terms of sports and everything that matters. Do want to follow us on social media at HotSports NG on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And please endeavor to leave your comments in the comment section of the YouTube channel when you see this particular post. Oliver Giroud of Chelsea, our French international striker, is confirmed to have agreed personal terms with a club in Italy. Jennifer.
Yeah, so Oliver Giroud's move to Inter, I would say, is a total wrong one. It's not reasonable at this point. Chelsea's forward has Abraham, Batshuayi and himself. And we know Batshuayi and Abraham are nowhere near Lukaku or Martinez of Inter. Yeah, so it's on the paper right now, it's a wrong move. I would say Giroud has the ability to fight for a starting place for himself together with Abraham for Chelsea. And I would probably just say he could feel Chelsea has plans to sign a major striker come next transfer window. But come on, you are France's first choice striker. And the champs won't be happy continuously seeing Giroud on bench, because that's definitely what's going to happen when Giroud gets to Inter. There is no way Antonio Conte would start Giroud ahead of Lukaku or Martinez, not forgetting Alexis Sanchez when Inter signs him permanently and his fitness improves.
For the German Bundesliga, football is life and football must continue. Well, the prime ministers in Germany and the German football FA are saying something about May. We hear a date in May. Faithfulness.
Bundesliga, they have come out to say, okay, do you know what? They want to
Very
continue the
true.
league as soon as possible. In short, they are looking at May 9th at all. So honestly, I don't see it as a really, really great idea in quote, because what comes to mind is why exactly the rush? Why the rush? I understand that maybe the games might be played indoors and the likes, but the health of these players matters a lot. And I feel like if they are not 100% sure that it will be safe, there's no need for them being in a rush. I'm going to say it. If they are not 100% sure that it's going to be safe for the players, for the fans, for everybody involved, I feel like they should not be in a rush to restart the league. Everybody should take their time. We have all agreed. I think everybody in the world has already come to the fact that there's going to be a restructure in the footballing calendar. I think everybody has already agreed to that fact, fact rather. So they should not be in a hurry to actually restart the league, or else they are 100% sure. If they are not 100% sure, no matter, like, I'm a football lover too, so obviously I'll be excited to see football back on the screens, no matter the league at this point. But at the same time, the safety and the health of these players are actually topmost. They're like, that is like the priority as at now. So if they are not 100% sure it is safe, there's no need rushing back to restart the league.
So football is life to a lot of people, but at what cost? Well, we can confirm that during the week, the Nigerian police arrested 30 footballers who partook in a particular tournament called Coronavirus Cup in Kano. No news, Molat, that the people of Kano are huge football fans, but was this very wise at this time, in a time like this?
Nigerian police have done the right thing by arresting those 30 people, and I hope they are still going to arrest more, because coronavirus is real. Nobody wants to die. It's only people that are alive that will be able to watch football or even play football. So right now we just have to keep safe. We just have to stay safe in order to be able to gain our freedom once again. And we hope they are going to find solutions to this whole pandemic very soon.
I completely agree with you. I think it's very, very uninformed. I saw the video. I saw tons of people trooping to the local stadium to watch that particular football game. It was a good thing, but again, it was a bad timing. Football always wins, but not in a time like this. Humanity should be put first. But finally, on the conversations belt, we can confirm as well that Ahmed Musa is back in town. And contrary to many rumors we hear, Tenoke, he's saying that we do not have coronavirus. I do not have coronavirus. It's all rumored. I'm just self-isolating.
I think it is a good one that is obeying by the rule and abiding by the rules of the NCPC, and he just has to come out for the betterment of his family and just to debunk all the rumors and come out and say, okay, fine, we came in from the country. Does not mean we are COVID-19 positive. We are just taking the precautionary measures to stay self-isolated for 14 days, and we are doing that. That is all.
Yeah, this is us, of course, saying that we should stop and slow down on rumor mills, because news like this really do not all go well, unfortunately. This is a player for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and the least we can do is to follow the protocol, which is anybody that just arrived from any part of the world outside Nigeria and have any traveling history should do well to self-isolate for 14 days. So, guys, finally we'll go for a quick break, and when we return, it's time for a new but very, very juicy segment. The Sports Fave 5. We started it last week asking the Twitter users to tell us their favorite 5 names, favorite 5 football stadiums, soccer stadiums. And this time around, ladies, I will be asking you very shortly what your favorite 5 something is right after this break. Finally, on the discussion segment, last week we said 5 favorite most beautiful stadiums, or stadiums that you like. This time around, for the ladies, your 5 favorite good-looking sportsmen. Yeah, that's the question today.
My top 5 favorite good-looking male sports stars. Number one has to be David Beckham. That guy is fine, fine. Like he's not just fine. Like he's fine, fine. Like so, number one has to be David Beckham for me. So number two for me has to be Theo Walcott. I feel that guy is really cute. Has this baby face and this nice steadies and all. So Theo Walcott has to be number two for me. Number three is Cristiano Ronaldo. I feel he's fine in every aspect. Like even his body build when you like when he pulls his shirt and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying now? You guys understand what I'm saying? So Cristiano Ronaldo has to be my number three. Number four for me has to be Steph Curry. I feel that guy actually has a really nice baby face and he's cute. So Steph Curry has to be number four for me. Yeah. Then number five has to be Matt Hummels. Matt Hummels is actually really, 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 really good looking. I must say, the Dortmund defender is actually good looking. So Matt Hummels has to be number five for me.
So here are my 5 favorite good-looking sportsmen in no particular order. I will start from 5. I have Virat Kohli of the Indian cricket team. 4, I have Steph Curry. 3, I have Cristiano Ronaldo. 2, I have David Beckham. And my all-time favorite, wait for it, Theo Walcott. Yeah, Theo Walcott is my all-time good-looking favorite.
Okay, so that's right out of the way. So moving on to the final bet of the show, the coefficient proposal is being made known by Uefa, and this is how it works. In a bid to adjust the season to see whether or not if the season will be completed, Uefa has come out to say, you know what, we are thinking, we may be proposing the use of coefficient rule. Now this is how this works. The teams that have done quite well for themselves in the Uefa Champions League in the past 5 years will be given a lot of preference. The likes of Atletico Madrid, the likes of Arsenal, teams that have not missed editions in the past 5 years will be given a lot of preference going forward. And that's what the coefficient proposal means. And it's like a lottery, yeah? So what that means is that as it stands, Chelsea and Atletico Madrid, of course, and Arsenal will be benefiting, while the likes of Chelsea may not, even regardless of the fact that they are currently top 4 in the English Premier League. It may spell doom for Chelsea and Inter Milan. And remember that the UEFA 55 member nations are built for a particular showdown talk that will see them make a full-time decision on this. So what we're asking today on HotSports main issue is that should the UEFA coefficients be used in determining next Champions League and Europa representatives if at all this season can't be completed? Remember that the World Health Organization was rumored to have told UEFA that they can actually have the Euros later this year, but UEFA has come out to say no, we didn't hear anything from the World Health Organization, and it stays the same. It's still going to be 2021. And remember as well that Arsenal players already decided on the 12.5 wage cut, which also Arsenal said they will pay back if Arsenal can make it to the UEFA Champions League, and they will pay 7.5 if they make it to the Europa, but of course they would have to swallow it all up if they do not qualify for either. So ladies, the floor is yours. Let me hear your thoughts, girls.
Reading the news that came out yesterday about UEFA using the coefficient ranking, I don't think it's a good idea. If the leagues cannot be finished and has to be cancelled, I would prefer they use the current league standing to decide whoever gets playing the Champions League and Europa League simultaneously. Because if we are take the Premier League for example, Arsenal will get in, Chelsea will have fought and have tried to maintain their top 4 since the beginning of the season. We missed out. Manchester United will get in there. Tottenham will go out. A lot of these things, it favors one team and does not favor the other. But for me, I think it is better for them to use the current league standing. That is if the league does not get to be finished. I think it is better because I know the UEFA coefficients come into play, but when you look at it, the UEFA coefficients only does not have anything to do with the domestic form, and it's this domestic form that make us know which team is proceeding into the Champions League and Europa League. So if you say you don't want to use the domestic form, you want to use the Champions League, the coefficient rather, and if this domestic form, what you do domestically makes you know who proceed. Why not use the domestic form, which is the league actually, in order to decide? I don't think it will be fair on teams that have done tremendous well in the case of Leicester and Chelsea, who will likely miss out if the UEFA gets to use this coefficient rule. Those are just examples. A lot of these teams would miss out, and they've done well so far this season in their domestic league. So for me, I think it's better if they just use the current league standing and not use the coefficient of the UEFA ranking.
I feel it's a tricky and controversial idea, to be honest, because if you look at it logically, most teams that benefit from this coefficient ranking are not sitting correctly in good positions in their leagues right now. The likes of Arsenal, the likes of even Manchester United, the likes of Atletico Madrid, these teams are currently not sitting top four of their table, meaning that on a normal day, if the season ends like the way it is right now, they don't get to make the Champions League spot, which makes the coefficient rankings quite controversial. But I just want to say something that I feel this coronavirus whole situation and the way the footballing bodies are going with their decision making and all makes us understand that no matter the decision made today, not every team can benefit from it. Like, if we're being honest, no matter the decision made today, not every team can benefit from it. So, if you ask me, should the UEFA coefficient rankings be used to pick teams that will make the Champions League and Europa League for next season if the season is not completed? I think for me, the answer is yes, because there's no how you can actually. I think that there's no suitable or any other logical way rather that you can actually pick teams to play in the Champions League or Europa League next season. And it's unfortunate that not every single team can benefit from this decision. But honestly, if this season cannot be completed, why not let the UEFA coefficient rankings be used? Because you cannot say a season that is void, you should not pick the top four from a void season to perform in the Champions League next season. Or you now say, okay, people that made the Champions League spot 2 seasons ago should now play in Champions League next season. Like, it doesn't make sense. So basically, I feel yes, if the season is not being able to, be continued, UEFA coefficient ranking should be used.
But I don't think the coefficient rule is what UEFA need at this moment, because the season has been so unfair to most clubs, like Liverpool leading, Manchester City in second with 25 points, and the season is about to be void because of the whole coronavirus. So the season has not been fair to people. However, clubs like Arsenal, like Atletico Madrid, like AS Roma are going to be the one to benefit from this whole UEFA coefficient rule. Arsenal are sitting 10th or 8th on the league, no hope of even qualifying to the Europa League. And now with the coefficient rule, they are going to qualify to the Champions League ahead of Leicester City third, ahead of Chelsea fourth. So it's just so unfair. It doesn't make sense to me. So I just think UEFA are going to go back to their drawing board, sit round the table and think inward what they can do, what other ways they can go about it without using the UEFA coefficient rule.
Here is my final whistle. At this point, it looks as if anything will go. It's not a very special time to be a football fan, really. Decisions are being made here and there. Thoughts are being proposed. Counter thoughts are being proposed. But here's what I think. I think the season should be allowed to finish regardless. Football will adjust. I think it's quite unfair if we want to use coefficient to act like a yardstick. I think the season should finish. We hear that the German Bundesliga may commence in May. The French league also will commence, and Spanish Liga as well. Everything happening almost behind closed doors. So here's what I think. I do not think the coefficient should hold, but hey, what do I know? You guys are the one with the aces. So how about you just let me know what exactly your thoughts are in the comment section. Follow us on social media at HotSports NG. Yeah. Guys, I'm absolutely moved by the kind of love you guys have shown HotSports over the years, and in fact, in a period like this, We want to thank everyone for being part of the show. We know for a fact you could be anywhere else, but you choose to be by your TV at 10:30 on NTA and of course on social media. Thank you very much, Esomatinuke, and every other person for participating. We'll come again next week with a freshly made edition of HotSports. Till then, please stay safe, stay responsible, stay home. God bless you and God bless everything you do in a time like this. Humanity will survive. Bye for now.
Oh, lovely ball.